We'll take that as a second. We have James Johnson, motion, and Mike Atkinson. Marianne seconded. Thank you, thank you. All right, we've got that approved.
All those in favor?
Now we got to vote. All
Oh,
those in
yes,
favor.
thank you, thank you. We don't have to vote here.
Sorry.
No. We do. Yes, do we have a motion second? Discussion. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? All right, motion carried. Now we're at citizen communication. If we have any citizens out there wishing to communicate, this would be your time to come to the podium. Citizens to communicate. Wonderful. All right. Have our developmental review. Charles William.
First thing on the agenda is an amended subdivision for Sendera Estates. This is located at Levi Sloan Road in Sendera Loop. It is a 100.74 acre tract of land situated in the Fulgencio Bueno Survey, abstract number 122, Victoria County, Texas. And these are rural residential lots. The amended subdivision will maintain the same 62 residential lots that were on the previously approved final plat. Because this is in the county, it will be served by private water wells, and sanitary service will be provided by private on-site sewage facilities. The proposed final plat is in compliance with the minimum requirements for rural residential development contained within the subdivision and development ordinance. Staff recommends approval of the final plat for Sendera Estates amended subdivision, finding it meets all applicable regulations.
Thank you.
I have one question.
Okay.
When you said a sanitary sewer service will be provided by private on-site sewage facilities, is that a package unit on the property itself that will serve all the?
No, each individual one would have its own.
Individual septic system? Okay.
Right.
Yes.
Just out of curiosity, where are they wanting to move them? I mean, it's not really
So,
substantial.
it's kind of hard to see because on this right now, but on the basically the little tiny dotted rectangles that are in the northeast or south or northwest corners of each lot, those would be the locations of the easements that they'd be in.
So the only change between this and the previous plat is is moving around the water well and septic tanks on the lots. That's the only change.
Okay. More discussion? Have a motion?
Approve the plat.
Have a second?
A second.
Marianne made the motion. Julia second. All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Carries.
Okay.
Oh,
Oh, sorry. Nope, you go ahead.
just gonna start with the Rosas Estates.
All right, so the next one is a final plat approval for Rose's Estates. The location of this one is at 4801 Lone Tree Road and 1702 through 1710 Thorman Street. This is a 1 acre tract of land. This is single family residential. The owner is proposing to subdivide the property into 6 single family residential lots. The proposed final plat is in compliance with the minimum requirements for single-family residential development contained within the subdivision development regulations. And staff recommends approval of the final plat for Rose's Estates, finding it is in substantial conformance with all applicable regulations.
I had a discussion item, and maybe I can discuss right now, right?
Yes.
Okay. And I think I had asked you about it, Will, and I want to see if you checked into it.
Yeah.
All of the properties along that block seem to have an easement, but in their back lot lines. Do we know if that's like an easement that's been vacated? It doesn't look like there's any sewer or water or anything going through there, but is that like a utility easement that needs to also have access through this plat of property, or?
Right. I looked into it, and so whenever it does go through review, our utilities department and as well as all the other like Suddenlink and all them are invited, and they did sign off on and saying that they didn't need that easement. But I looked on Google Earth and all that stuff, and it doesn't appear that there's any sort of utilities running through on any of the other ones, and so
Okay.
yeah.
All right, so we don't know what, okay, I just want to make sure that if,
Yeah.
if the
But they
city needs
they
to have
all-
access
yeah.
to the easements through this property,
Yeah.
then they have the access.
Right. Yeah, and they all the utilities departments all approved it without needing that easement. So
Sorry, I'm an engineer by nature, so I have to question other engineers as well.
right.
Have a motion? Bruce made the motion, Mary Ann seconded. Any discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? All right,
Okay. Third item on our agenda is a final plat approval for the Chaparral subdivision number 1, re-subdivision number 1. This is at 12104, 12202, 12210, 12306, and 12312 US Highway 59 North. This is an 8.14 acre tract of land situated in part of Lot 10, Block G of the Allison Ritchie Survey, Abstract 284, Victoria County, Texas. These lots will be for commercial. The subject property is located near the intersection of County Road and US Highway 59 North. The owner is wishing to subdivide the property into 5 commercial lots. Access will be provided to all of the properties by a private access easement that will be shared among all 5 properties. Currently at this time, the owner is intending to build 3 driveways along US Highway 59 North, and these are pending TxDOT approval. At this time, the construction plans have also been approved by the Public Works Department. The proposed final plat we find is in compliance with the minimum requirements for commercial development, and staff recommends approval of the final plat for Chaparral subdivision number 1, re-subdivision number 1, finding it is in substantial conformance.
I have a question. Does the TxDOT approval, I guess my question is Public Works Department approval conditional on TxDOT approval, or?
The
do we ha-
construction
does
plans are more for like the utilities and things like that. The driveways are based on the site plan. So they're intending to have 3 driveways, but that will come in during the site plan phase more so than the plat phase.
But there would be access to those 3 lots by the private easement if they don't
Right,
have
yeah.
driveways.
So they're 2 separate,
Right. Yeah.
okay.
So their intentions right now are to have the 3 driveways, but they're not contingent on the plat. So once the plat's approved, they can the site plan can then go forward and they can get the approval for the driveways.
Okay.
Okay, we have a motion.
So moved.
All right, second. All right, Julia moved and James seconded. Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Thanks.
So next on our agenda is a variance, section 21-82G2, which requires minimum lot frontage of 75 feet for each multifamily residential lot, as well as a final plat approval for Lynn's Addition re-subdivision number 9. This property is located at 303 West Nueces Street and 1205 North Glass Street. This is a 0.3665 acre tract of land situated in lots 3 and 4, block 16 of the Lynn's Addition to the city of Victoria, Victoria County, Texas. This will be a single family residential as well as a multifamily residential lot. The property is currently developed with 1 lot containing a single family residential home and a duplex, and the other lot containing 2 duplexes. Mr. Corrales, the owner of the single family home, is selling the duplex to Mr. Weirden. Mr. Weirden is wanting to consolidate all 3 duplexes onto 1 lot, making the lot a multifamily residential property. The variance section 21-82G2 will allow for Mr. Weirden to plat the property with only 69.75 feet of frontage instead of with the minimum required 75 feet of frontage per the subdivision ordinance. I know that Joe had talked to me about this before. Just to clarify, for the southernmost duplex on this lot, it is accessed through a water and sewer easement that goes along the single-family residential lot, and then actually the rest will be detailed out in a separate instrument that goes on the property that's not being platted. So,
Or for that property to have access to the water and sewer, they'll just need to have the easement under separate instrument, correct? Through that other property, and that will just happen separately.
Right.
Can
We won't file a plat until.
that's what he was saying, so,
We receive the separate
okay, so we
instrument.
won't sign it or file it, but we can still approve
Right.
it,
And this
noting
still,
that it needs to be.
because there's a variance attached to this, it also has to go to city council for final approval. So we fully expect to have that executed easement prior to completion of city council's final approval too.
And then what about, with that single-family lot, it looks like they might have like their parking and whatnot with the multifamily, will they need like some sort of shared use easement? Or do you think, or I guess I'm sure they'll decide if they want to pursue that or not, or maybe they'll just park out front. But I know they didn't have a
Right.
driveway out front.
They have, they can completely have a curb cut on the front, so that would just be a civil matter, and it's just whatever they wish to do, and it doesn't really affect city ordinances, because by ordinance, they can have adequate driveways to serve all of the, or both properties.
Perfect. I'm just making sure all the easements are all in a row before we sign off on anything.
The only question I had, and I'm gonna assume that the answer to this is yes, or it would be here also, but that the single-family residential meets all the square footage requirements and so forth.
Right, yeah, that lot would meet all requirements.
Wanted to check.
And just to finish up with the staff report, but as y'all know, for subdivision variances, they are required to meet the following variance review criteria. Staff finds that, or staff feels that the variance does meet the review criteria, and staff recommends the variance be approved, as no new buildings will be constructed on the property and will allow for the single-family home to be located on a separately platted lot. Staff also feels that if the planning commission recommends approval of the variance request described above, the development services staff recommends approval of the final plat, subject to city council approval of the variance request.
I think it
Next
makes a lot of
discussions?
sense, really, so, I mean, I move to approve.
Okay,
The variance.
You gotta do that public
Got
hearing.
to do a public hearing.
Oh, sorry.
yeah, we've got the public hearing. Anybody wishing to address the commission at this time, please come to the podium. Or hold your peace. All right,
Now I'll move to approve.
all right. Yeah, and Mary Ann? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Carries.
I recommend approval of the plat.
Oh, yeah.
Good, thank you. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed?
All right. Last on the agenda is the monthly development report. All right, so this month we had one minor plat for Springwood Medical Park subdivision number 2, as well as 3 major plats for the Sendera Estates, Chaparral subdivision, and the Linz addition. As well as we had 4 site plans, one for the Storage Place 2 Phase 3, the Drop It and Lock It building expansion, the City of Victoria Parks and Recreation Administration building, and the Legacy Fueling and Lubricants. This month we had 5 new single-family residential homes. This is down from 10 this month last year. We had 3 new commercial constructions, which is up from 1 this time last year. We issued 139 MEP permits, which is down from 178 this month last year. And as well, we collected $65,676 in permit fees this month, which is up from this time last year of $39,000. Y'all have any questions?
We'd also like to announce that the city council did appoint a new planning commissioner to fill Vic's spot, and he will be seated at the next meeting, and it's Philip Johns.
Guy. All right, no further business, we are adjourned.
You take a motion.
So moved.
Second.
Look at your notes down there, Greg. What do your notes say?
Tell
Actually,
him, John, you've
Robert's
been through this
rules-
Do
before.
we,
Actually, Robert's rules do not require,
Oh.
as long as it's on the agenda.
Okay.
If you have an open agenda, like a big forum, but since the Texas Open Meetings Act requires us to have a printed agenda with the adjournment on it, the chairman can just adjourn because it's on the agenda. So in some forums,
They're
Robert's
so
rules
efficient.
require it, but in our forum, Robert's rules do not require it.
Okay.
We can make a motion in a second,
It's been done.
maybe.
Been done.
Good.
Done already.
Ian,
Well,
Yeah.
make a
Thank you,
motion
everyone.
for the door, does that count?